Is the world splitting in two? Are we on the brink of a major geopolitical shift? Are we witnessing the dawn of a new world order, one where power dynamics are being redefined? Hold on to your hats, folks, because things are about to get interesting. The global stage is set for a dramatic transformation. On one side, we have the reigning champ, the United States, still clinging to its global dominance. The US has long been the heavyweight in international politics and economics. On the other side, a new contender has emerged: BRICS. This coalition is not just a fleeting alliance, but a formidable force. No, it's not a new brand of energy drink, though it might as well be with the amount of buzz it's generating. The world is watching closely. BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These nations are pooling their resources and influence. Together, these countries represent a significant chunk of the world's population, GDP, and trade. Their combined economic power is nothing short of impressive. BRICS isn't just some casual club for emerging economies. It's a strategic alliance with a clear agenda. They're meeting regularly, coordinating policies, and building their own financial institutions. They are laying down the groundwork for a new economic order. They're like the cool kids table in the global cafeteria, and everyone wants an invite. Their influence is growing and it's palpable. The US, however, seems content to sit alone at its table, grumbling about how things used to be. Nostalgia won't change the shifting tides. In short, they're giving Uncle Sam a serious run for his money. The global power play is intensifying and the stakes have never been higher. So, what exactly has got Washington's knickers in a twist? What are the underlying issues that have the US so riled up? Well, imagine a world where Uncle Sam isn't calling all the shots. A world where the US doesn't have the final say in global matters. A world where sanctions lose their bite, and the dollar isn't the only game in town. This is a scenario that Washington dreads. Yeah, that's not exactly music to Washington's ears. The idea of losing its grip on global influence is unsettling. The US has enjoyed its position as top dog for so long that it seems to have forgotten how to share the sandbox. It's a position of comfort and power. But the world is changing, and the rise of BRICS is a clear sign that the days of unipolarity are numbered. The balance of power is shifting. Let's talk about those points of contention. What exactly is causing this friction? First, BRICS is expanding, potentially inviting countries like Iran, Cuba, and Venezuela to the party. This expansion is a strategic move. Imagine the US's reaction to that guest list. It's a lineup that could significantly alter global alliances. Second, BRICS is challenging US global leadership at every turn. They're not just sitting back, they're actively pushing back. They're countering Western sanctions on Russia, showing solidarity and support in ways that undermine US efforts. Exploring alternatives to the US-dominated SWIFT payment system, creating new financial pathways that bypass traditional US control, and generally making it clear that they're not afraid to stand up to the big guy. The message is loud and clear. The era of unquestioned US dominance is being challenged. The Trump administration dealt significant blows to BRICS, from the US-China trade war to sanctions and tariffs. These actions have only fueled the fire, intensifying the rivalry and pushing BRICS to seek greater independence from US influence. Remember that old saying, money talks? Well, it seems like the conversation is changing. BRICS is putting its money where its mouth is, and it's not speaking the language of the US dollar. They're ditching the greenback for trade, cozying up to alternative currencies, and even whispering about launching their own BRICS bucks. This move could reshape global trade dynamics. Could this be the beginning of the end for the dollar's reign? The implications are vast and complex. The US dollar has been the world's reserve currency for decades, giving the US an enviable economic advantage. This status has allowed the US to influence global markets and politics. But BRICS is looking to change that. They are challenging the status quo and seeking to create a more multipolar world. They're increasingly using local currencies for trade and exploring new payment systems that bypass the US-controlled SWIFT network. This could reduce their dependency on the dollar. China, a key player in the BRICS bloc, is leading the charge with its yuan. The Chinese government is actively promoting its currency on the global stage. The Chinese currency has already surpassed the US dollar in Chinese-Russian trade, and it's gaining traction elsewhere. This shift is significant and could have long-term effects. While a full-blown BRICS currency is still a long way off, the trend is clear. The de-dollarization train has left the station, and it's picking up steam. The world is watching closely. The question is, will the US hop on board, or get left behind? The future of the global economy may depend on the answer. So, are we headed for a world divided, a planet split between the US and BRICS, locked in a perpetual geopolitical tug-of-war? Well, it's not quite that simple. While the rise of BRICS does present challenges to the existing world order, it also offers opportunities for cooperation and a more balanced global system. The truth is, the world is a messy, complicated place. BRICS itself is a diverse group of countries with their own internal differences and competing interests. They don't always see eye to eye, and their unity should not be mistaken for a monolithic bloc. Moreover, many BRICS nations still value their relationships with the US and the West. They recognize the benefits of engaging in the existing global system, even as they seek to reform it. And can't we all just get along? The future of US-BRICS relations is at a crossroads. The US can either choose to dig in its heels, clinging to the illusion of unipolarity, or it can adapt to the changing realities of a multipolar world. Dialogue and cooperation are essential. The US needs to engage with BRICS, not ignore or isolate them. This means addressing their concerns, finding common ground, and working together on shared challenges like climate change, global health, and economic development. Instead of viewing BRICS as a threat, the US should see it as an opportunity. A multipolar world, while more complex, can also be more stable and prosperous if managed effectively. But, there's more to it. The BRICS bloc, despite its growing influence, is not without its internal challenges. Each member state has its own unique set of priorities and concerns, sometimes leading to friction and disagreements within the group. For instance, China's economic and geopolitical ambitions occasionally clash with the interests of other BRICS members. India, in particular, is wary of China's growing influence in the region. Additionally, Russia's actions in Ukraine have created tensions within the bloc, with some members condemning the invasion while others remain neutral. Despite these internal divisions, BRICS has managed to maintain a degree of unity on the global stage. This is largely due to their shared goal of challenging Western dominance and creating a more multipolar world order. Buckle up, Buttercup. The geopolitical roller coaster is just getting started. The future of the global order is uncertain, but one thing's for sure, it's going to be a wild ride. The rise of BRICS is just one of many factors reshaping the geopolitical landscape. From climate change to technological disruption, the world is facing unprecedented challenges and opportunities. The US and BRICS have a choice to make. They can either continue to view each other through a lens of suspicion and rivalry, or they can choose cooperation and dialogue. The future of the planet may very well depend on the choices they make. So buckle up, Buttercup. The geopolitical roller coaster is just getting started, and it promises to be a bumpy, exhilarating, and utterly unpredictable ride.